Yeah, so obviously the inclination from everybody is going to be, well, they'll be better this year. I don't know that that's the case. Like I'm not 100% convinced that they were worse with Gardner Minshew at quarterback last year. Now they're different, and Minshew's not capable of doing some of the things that Richardson is capable of. But he's probably a better quarterback at this point. Now, this is going into year two of Richardson. Who knows how much development happened alongside rehab and those kinds of things. So it's we effectively don't know what Anthony Richardson is yet. He's so inexperienced as a quarterback, but yet actually quite far along from I think a mental point of view. Like he's quite sophisticated in how he plays the game. He's not just like a crazy athlete that's barely played football, doesn't really know what he's doing, is getting by through athleticism and strength and size alone. Like he's quite a high level pocket passing, pocket processing type of player. We just haven't got the sample size to know what it's going to look like over a period of time. And now you have the complicating factor of we lent into his rushing ability and he got injured twice, including one serious one that shut him down for the year. Does that change our strategy at all with how we're going to deploy this guy? So this is the one. I feel like this is my sort of Houston Texans correction. I'm buying into the Texans actually getting better this year. I think I'm going to tap the brakes on the Colts and things and say they might actually regress this year with Richardson.
Yeah, I hate looking at the under here because I want to have that optimism as well. I thought there was a lot of positives to Anthony Richardson's game. I think they'll still lean on the run game and just try to do it a little bit, have Richardson be a little smarter. Again, not that he just takes a million hits and always gets hurt, but he's a guy that likes to lower the shoulder and, get that extra yard. He's got the size to do it.
Yeah, you have to. If you're a 245-pound quarterback, you can, as much as we sort of say, look, you got to be smart about these things. You've got to protect yourself. Like if you're an athletic freak at 245 pounds, you have to use that as a weapon. Otherwise, there is no point. Like if Josh Allen can't play the game like he's, Cody Kessler. If he did, there's no point in being Josh Allen. You know what I mean?
As I've done my my PFF class for SMWW on Thursday nights, I realized a lot of my references might feel dated to the young students. So when you drop a Cody Kessler reference, like that's in my wheelhouse, right? It feels like just a couple of years ago we were scouting Cody Kessler for the 2016, I believe, NFL draft. And I realized I drop a lot of mid to 2010 references, and I might need to update some of those, But but I get it.
Other than the first round thing, like Cody Kessler is like he's the previous Bryce Young in terms of look. We talk all the time. You go to the Super Bowl, you see all these sort of old quarterbacks walking around, and for somebody my size, right, 5'11", 180, these guys are a different size human to me, right? Like these guys are 6'5", 6'6", 200 plus pounds. They're huge, right? Bryce Young is not. He's my size. Cody Kessler, I sat at a table with him. He's like my size, right? He might have me by an inch and 10 pounds or whatever, but he's functionally my size, which means he's not functionally NFL size, right? So there's a big difference between a guy like that who wants to play in the NFL. He's got to play in a certain way, and a guy like Josh Allen who's like supersized even for the NFL. Those guys have got to play accordingly. Like Richardson has got to use his size, physicality, and and strength. Otherwise, there's no point.
So anyway, I didn't mean to derail this thing by looking at your old references. I'm going to lean under for the Colts, but I hate it because I do think they'll get them. I think they'll get more out of Richardson. I've assumed health for every other injured quarterback, right? We assumed health for Lamar last year after 2 injured seasons. He did stay healthy. I'm assuming health for Burrow. I want to assume health for Anthony Richardson, and I am real interested to see what he does with Shane Steichen. And Steichen did a really nice job last year running the show. First year as head coach for the Colts, did a nice job with Minshew. We saw some creative run game type of plays using Richardson, but he's still inconsistent, right? He still missed a few more throws than you'd want, put the ball in harm's way a few more times than you'd want, put the ball on the turf a couple times when he was running, as much as he does add, value in the run game. So I'll take the under for the Colts, and it's partially because the other team that they're competing with in the AFC South, it's Houston, and then this team, the Jacksonville Jaguars.